Hi, this is Brian Klug with AnonTech, and what we're going to take a look at is a comparison of iOS 6 maps on an iPhone 4S, which is the device on the right, of course, and Google Maps and Navigation, which is the phone on the left. And I'm using an HTC One X, both on AT&T, and both using a similar GPS. Both of them use the onboard on baseband GPS or GNSS. So we'll get roughly the same performance. So what I'm going to do is just drive to El Canelo, and we'll see how well routing does and what differences there are. I've done a lot of driving, but not a lot of driving with both of them up. I mean, I've done a lot of driving with iOS 6 nav just to get a feel for it. But it's hard to really convey all the subtleties without actually showing it. So what we're going to do is just give this a shot and see how it goes. So I've already typed in the destination. Let's see if both of them will pop it up. So, okay, so there's one on Oracle that I want to go to. Let's see. That looks like it. Both of them are almost on Grant. So on iOS 6, you can just tap the drive little icon there, and then immediately that will start navigation. So it'll give you some suggested routes. I tend to just accept the default.
Starting route to
and then you start.
Canelo Corporate. Head south on North Campbell Avenue.
Meanwhile, over here, we get the listing. I can tap navigate. There are a bunch of different options, of course. I want to select driving, navigation. I want to use Google Maps navigation. Getting directions here.
Head west toward
Currently,
North
I'm in a
Campbell
parking
Avenue,
lot.
then turn left onto North Campbell Avenue.
It looks like we're ready to go, so we'll see how this works out. I'm in my car and we're actually going to drive this. And I'm shooting this on the PureView 808, by the way, in a Gorilla Pod with another mount. So I've got a total of 3 smartphones going all at once in here. So it's, you know, like some parking lots, Google Maps has navigation data because they look at the streets. Here's this parking lot, they don't. So I'm going to turn right on Glen first.
Head south toward East Glen Street, then turn right onto East Glen Street. Turn right onto East Glen Street.
So I've noticed Google Maps just tends to be a little bit chatty sometimes.
Continue on East
like
Glen Street
boundaries.
for 1.5 miles.
Like I'm not really on Glen Street yet. Now I am.
Turn left onto North Campbell Avenue.
So Google Maps wants me to just continue on Glen forever. iOS wants me to go left on Campbell, which is what I would kind of normally do. So we're going to see one reroute and the other one not reroute. So Google Maps says 9 minutes, iOS 6 says 8 minutes, 2.6 miles. I'll get there at 4:58 p.m. Of course, you can tap Overview and get the whole route. So that's the route I'm going to take. You can tap this down here and get the individual turns. Tap Resume. That's sort of the same as, you know, in Google Maps navigation. Tap that, get the ETA, the total route. Go back to nav, you can get the breakdown of the directions list. So, you know, standard fare. I think feature parity, they're pretty close. Obviously, iOS 6 lacks like walking navigation and some of the other fancier things like bike routes. So hopefully we'll get going pretty soon here. It's been raining a little bit, and of course I chose today to sort of get this together, but not really a big problem. It seems to have let up.
In half a mile, turn right onto East Grand Road.
Continue on North Campbell Avenue for a half mile.
So Google Maps rerouted us pretty fast.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto East Grant Road.
So we got a quarter mile navigation alert from Google Maps, but nothing from iOS 6 quite yet. So now we're approaching the intersection.
Turn right onto East Grant Road.
Oh, both of them fired at the same time. That's pretty impressive. Hopefully we can go pretty soon here.
Continue on East Grand Road for 2 miles.
In 2 miles, turn right onto North Oracle Road.
So, I mean, they're pretty close in terms of what they say and just general stuff, it seems. This road's a little bumpy. I'm sorry about the video. So I want to try something here and deviate from the course. And we can see how both handle that abrupt deviation. I think I'll wait until the next road. So obviously on both we have current road that we're going to turn on, distance. I think on iOS 6 the callouts of the individual roads are a little bit better. I mean, you can see what those are, and they appear a little bit further out than on Google Maps. Like Google Maps just sort of gives you the black text with a white outline. iOS tries to emulate like signage, like National Highway, transport signage. I'm hitting like every red light here. So obviously there's a difference in the UI between the two, but overall the routing performance, the turn-by-turn guidance on iOS 6 seems to be pretty spot on, honestly. I've waited as long as I could to shoot this video, so this is on beta 4. So I just deviated, see how long it takes for them to realize.
In
Pretty
600
close
feet,
there.
turn left onto East Old Church Street.
So iOS
Turn
wants me
left
to
onto
keep
East
turning
Old Church
right.
Street.
Then turn right onto North Fremont Avenue. Turn left onto East Alturas Street.
All of them want me to turn left and stuff. I'm just gonna go up to
Turn left
Glen.
onto East Copper
Turn
Street.
left onto East Copper Street.
Let's blow that off too.
In a quarter mile, turn left
In
onto
1,000
East
feet.
Glen Street.
Turn left onto East Glen Street.
So I don't know if I really like that both of them suggested going on these little roads that I don't know where exactly they go to.
Turn left onto East Glen Street.
Turn left onto East Glen Street.
So we're gonna go left here.
Continue on East Glen Street for 3/4 of a mile.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto North 1st Avenue.
So iOS 6 wants me to go left on First. Google Nav wants me to go to Stone. I'd rather just go all the way through to Oracle.
Turn left onto North 1st Avenue.
Now both are saying, so Google Maps says 7 minutes, iOS 6 says 5.
In half a mile, turn left onto North Stone Avenue.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto North Stone Avenue.
So I'm just gonna go straight.
Turn left onto North Stone Avenue.
Turn left onto North Stone Avenue.
So one of the things that I think both of these are missing is there's no current speed, which would be nice to see, because if you've done like what I've done and changed your tire size, then your speedo is not calibrated properly, and I'm too lazy to go recalibrate it. So most of the time I just rely on the GPS speed using some application. So it seems like a logical thing to do to replace, you know, maybe a corner or something with your current speed.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto North Oracle Road.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto North Oracle Road. Turn left onto
Turn
North
left onto
Oracle
North
Road.
Oracle Road.
Longest light ever. Of course, I'm driving kind of slowly to minimize shake. So
on North Oracle Road for a half
In
mile.
half a mile, make a U-turn at North Oracle Road.
So that's fun. We get to see the U-turn dialog pop up.
In a quarter mile, make a U-turn at West Grant Road.
Ironically enough, you could just turn left here. So there's that. But I'll just humor it and do the U-turn. It's kind of annoying that they don't
Make a U-turn
realize.
at North Oracle Road, then the destination is on your right.
Make a U-turn at West Grant Road.
So I don't think either of these are perfect, but they're still pretty darn good. I think iOS 6 has really done a nice job creating a polished interface. They seem to have a lot of smoothing too while you're driving around. They snap to roads properly. You know, all that sort of stuff is built into the Maps API now, so it's obvious to me that navigation uses it as well. And I think a lot of people talk about why the 4S is the lowest that can get navigation, but you have to keep in mind that we did see GPS change between the 4 and the 4S. Even though the 4 on Verizon has same GNSS, so GPS with GLONASS as the 4S. It's virtually identical, but that could be a big thing too. Just beyond performance being a reason. So we're gonna just do this U-turn.
In 600 feet, your destination will be on the right.
In 300 feet, the destination is on your right.
So we'll go ahead.
Your destination is on the
Arrived
right.
at El Guero Canelo Corporate.
So it's odd to me that iOS 6 just immediately goes to dimming the screen because they've been running the screen timer the whole time. But oh well. So now we're here. Alright, well this has been iOS 6 versus Google Nav comparison. Thanks again for watching. Bye.